What's up, everybody? I got a new SmugAlana video. This one's fairly old, but it says, "Why did men stop approaching women?" So, yeah, I'm curious to see the video of SmugAlana and her take. Anyway, follow me on the links in the description below, like my YouTube and Twitch channel, as I react to videos, review content, and play video games, stream video games. But also check out SmugAlana's channel. She makes great work. Without further ado, let's get right into it. Excuse me, I don't know why my nose is stopped up right now. But anyway, let's check out her video.
Dude, she looks like she's about to cry.
Men do not want to approach women anymore.
When was the pivotal moment that a man chose to not go after a girl anymore and put in any effort?
Like when you're— Cause you told him a million times that you don't want to talk to them because they're stupid and they're mad. How would you feel if you got called stupid and you're a woman and you don't deserve this?
In public and you're making eyes with a girl and you're like making it known that you're attracted to her, but you're not gonna say something. How are you not gonna say something?
Because you go on social media and shame them.
Doesn't make sense to me how women are not being asked out on dates. Like, there are so many beautiful women. Like, come on, like, just
yeah, go pick the
am I
bear.
unapproachable?
Yeah.
Am I?
Yeah, you're on TikTok making videos. You're probably unapproachable.
Unapproachable.
Like, did you not?
You know, the lack of self-awareness and accountability that, you know, these type of ladies cannot, you know, fathom. It's just like it's like you literally have to sit them down and put it in their face, and even then it'll be a struggle trying to get them to understand and take some kind of accountability. Even if they do it, it's like, well, that's not me, that's that woman, she said she did. Like, no, you probably either done it when it was fashionable. When now it's not fashionable, you want to change it up. But it's just, you punish guys for doing something that right now you begging them to do, but we was always doing it. But because it wasn't like fun, because it was probably the hype during the Me Too era. Now it's like, or at least prior to that, it was like an old thing that guys came and help you with heavy stuff, or you give them lip for daring, open up your door, and you give them like dirty looks, or you smacking your lips, or like you give them attitude, you know, for doing chivalrous stuff. I can open the door myself, kind of thing. You know full well that there's maybe not you specifically, lady, but you know women like this. I'm pretty sure you ladies are always on your phone. I'm pretty sure you've seen videos multitude of times where ladies, you know, a few years ago were acting very high and mighty, like, oh, I can get stuff myself because I don't need no man attitude. And it was like permeating the zeitgeist so much where guys kind of took the hint. Especially during those gym videos where guys can't look your way without, getting all up in arms about it. So now we just stop approaching you all in general because we don't want to be your next TikTok sensation where we get condescending talking to. We get, ridiculed and possibly lose our livelihood because we might be looked at as a creep or a possible predator because you want to make a whole thing out of it where it probably didn't need to be. A guy glanced your way. You don't need to put up your phone and start like, excuse me, sir, why you glance my way? Are you a pedo, huh? Like, are you trying to like assault me? I'm just trying to work out right now. I don't need you to stand. It's like doing all this little stuff and make a big showy moment. Like people are anywhere interested in your freaking life, and you look like an insane person. So guys pretty much took the hint and just refused to approach you in mass. I'm not saying there's a few stragglers out there that's probably going to still approach you, but it's probably not be the ones that you really want. And people you're asking to approach you, you're only thinking about, let's be real, the kind of guys you want, and not just the general population of guys. Not saying you gotta accept every guy's little advances, but let's be real. Like the average dude who like is like the mechanic, you don't want him to do the approaching. You want the CEO to do the approaching. The chiseled jaw guy wearing the suit, you want him doing the approaching. That's the guys you're asking. Why the men ain't approaching more? You know what you really want to say? Why is those men are not approaching you? Because you think you're hot shit and you think you deserve those kind of guys. But you ain't referencing like the mechanic or the manager at the Red Lobster. You ain't referring to those guys.
See me just look right at you, like that was your sign, like that was.
And don't get me started on that. Their version of game is them, or their version of approaching is them just doing the glance at you, batting their eyes at you. It's like guys don't pick up on social cues the same way as women. Most guys will probably think that you got something in your eye or something. Women don't want to sit there. It's rare, but it's rare that women actually walk up to a guy and that they actually think is pretty cute and actually say something to the guy. Most girls don't want to do that because they want the guy to do the approaching, because I guess it is a natural thing. They don't want to do that, but you left guys with no choice. You wasn't satisfied with the social norms. Now you gotta you made your bed, you have to lie in it. But you want to make the guys the bad guys for the choices that the vast majority of girls made. We wasn't complaining about opening doors for you, or lifting heavy objects for you, or approaching you. We wasn't complaining. We perfectly fine. But it was trendy that you want to be all boss girl. You can do bad all by yourself. Don't need no man thing. Now you want to change it up. Now you want to rewrite history, thinking like it wasn't like a vast majority of your fellow females, moaning and groaning about like certain things that, now you want to take back. You can't even just admit like y'all screwed up. It's very rare you come across videos of women. Well, it's starting to increase more and more nowadays, but they're starting to become women making videos admitting, thankfully, that wow, we kind of screwed up. We should not have listened to all these single bitter women that tricked us into thinking that we don't need men to approach and we can do all this kind of stuff ourselves. And it's kind of like at least there's more women starting to admit that. But man, it's probably like trying to pull teeth.
Dude, I would hate to be a man. I don't know.
And you batting your eyes ain't good enough. You actually got to do the approaching, because it ain't just guys who's afraid of rejection. At least we, by and large, are used to it and take it on the chin. You ladies are not used to it. You're always so used to, being the ones to have the choice of, saying yes or no and not having to worry about being the rejected. You're always the rejectee. But now when you put in the position of being the one rejected, you call the man gay, you throw all these insults, you feel like, you form your little narrative in your brain just to cope so you don't feel like you're like worthless in some kind of manner. You cannot just take it on the chin the same way most guys have to learn, because we built that immunity up when we were in like middle school. So by the time we're out in the real world, when we're adults, I'm talking about the vast majority, not the stragglers that get super emotional and crash out. Those kind of guys don't get any kind of respect for other guys, and they often be the ones getting beat up a lot or in jail, because they probably raised by women and getting all emotional instead of like being more stoic.
I have really, like, really, really bad. I would not be able to handle a woman looking at me and being like, why aren't you dating me? Like, why don't you ask me on a date? It's like, what? Who does that? I looked at you. Yeah, get my hint.
It's me shooting my shot.
No, because I had to actually sit and think about this, and I had to ask myself, when is the last time a man came up to me and wanted to get to know me or exchange numbers? And it's been a long time.
Me and my friends go out, and it's like we end up plotting on
Yo,
what
fam,
guys
thinking
we
the
think is cute, and
five
then
gifted.
basically, I'm not even joking.
Okay, real talk. Why do girls do this? Why, when you make these videos, some of them, but you know who I'm talking about. Why is it that they feel the need to do their makeup and hair while doing these videos? Why isn't it just already done? If you wanted to look cute and what have you before you make this video, why don't you just already have it ready before you make a video? It's weird. Like, you have no consideration of the people watching you. It just seems like, you know, oh, we're on your precious time while you're doing all your little makeup tutorial thing. It's like, stop it. Just have it ready before you, because take the time that you need and before you, at the very least, make your video. I don't want, like, most people don't care about your little skincare routine.
I'm sick to my stomach right now. We end up making the first move because if
Yeah. What's going on, man? Are you reaping the consequences of your actions of posting all over social media about how men suck? And now men don't want to approach you because you're gonna, like, take videos of him and yell at him?
we didn't, it would be girls' night every single night we went out for the rest of our lives.
Where are the huevos? Where are the huevos these days? I feel like there's so many like times
Huevos is eggs, isn't it? Isn't it like cojones? Is she saying, like, where are the balls?
that guys want to say something to girls and they don't. Like, is there a guy watching this that can give us some insight? Like,
Yeah.
why don't you just do it?
I'm not a man, or at least I think so. Check for a moment. No, I have a coochie. Yeah, I don't know, because the people that approach you probably aren't, attractive enough for you. If I had to guess, you don't want to talk to them because they aren't tall enough. They're ugly. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe that's the reason.
Bingo. And if you ever seen those pop the balloon things, how many times guys who seem like really decent dudes get rejected just on the basis of their height? And there's gonna be girls out there I know it's like, that's not me. I dated a short king, but like, yeah, maybe not you, but the vast majority of girls constantly disqualify probably potential husbands on the sheer basis of their height, things that they cannot control. So when these said guys, especially if they're black, get to be successful, get with someone who isn't, like, get with a woman who probably isn't black, then you get the nerve telling like, oh, he is now a problem because he's dating outside his race. And it's like don't you dare get all up in ours, because you had your shot with a guy like this or that particular guy, but you disqualify him over superficial things, like extreme superficial things. And then once he got too much rejection from a particular race or a certain demographic of women, he went either abroad or checked out a girl who's probably white or Asian, who did see his positives, who do appreciate him and all his flaws, and saw potential in him and want to get on his page and pursue a relationship with him. Then you get the nerve as soon as he's like out and about in like Greece or something with this not black woman, or just whatever, a extremely hot chick that's younger than he is. You have some negative to say when you could have been that girl within his age group, probably in the same race category as you. It could have been you. You either didn't approach him or didn't appreciate him, or you disqualified him over something so superficial is, ranks in the nonsense category. So guys is, by and large, they just don't want to. We had it up to here with the constant, like, rejection is fine, okay? Rejection is fine as a whole, but it has to be a reasonable rejection. It has to be something that makes sense. Like, you reject a guy because he doesn't have a job, period. Not because the, kind of quality of the job is. Oh, you're a mechanic? Sorry, hard pass. Oh, because you want to flaunt in front of your friends that he's not a CEO or something. But the fact that, you accept him regardless of what kind of career because he actually had good character, that should have been enough. But too many women are rejecting guys over some stupid stuff that guys, on the flip side, don't do. Rarely do. Disqualify a woman because of her height. Oh, you're not short enough for me. Oh, you don't have a top tier career in law? Pass. Said no guy ever. Guys don't do that. We are fairly, we're just fair when it comes to our choices of women. You can say, like, oh, guys need to raise their standards. No, we don't. We gotta, over the many generations, we pretty much boil down our expectations of women to, like, a truncated thing, like probably a 5 or 6 thing on the list, with loyalty and pleasantness being the tippy top. Like, so what, if she fulfills, like, majority of the stuff on the list, like the 5 things on the list, but the 6th thing, cooking, she can't do. Guys won't find that an ick. We pretty much let that slide. It's like, because everything else is substantial for us. But let that be a lady with a list of stuff, but that one thing she's gonna harp on. Oh, tall? Ugh, you're not tall? Ugh, I can't let that slide. I can't. And then she throws all the other good qualities that there's about that guy completely into trash. So guys just figure, like, why bother? Because it's like, we're not gonna be good enough, and your expectations are wildly out of control. You do disqualify guys on height. It's like, why don't more women find that weird?
Why don't men approach anymore? It's a question that has been reverberating everywhere, but the answers aren't as simple as you might think. Let's dive into the reasons behind this shift.
All right, you see 3 girls sitting at the bar, and you think the middle one is flaming hot, and you're like, that's my girl.
I would not approach a gaggle of women. I wouldn't. If I was in that position, I would not approach them.
Now, how many times? I know I did it once. I know I did it like a couple of times. It's very rare for me. It's like, I know it has to be at least 2 or 3 times throughout my, since high school plus, that I've actually approached a girl in a crowd of other girls to try to talk with her because I thought she was the hottest one. Didn't work out. Got rejected. Perfectly fine. The issue is, and I'm pretty sure deep down women can contest to this, is groupthink. What I mean by that is, even if the girl that the guy is, trying to ask for the number from, even if she actually digs the guy, the other girls will more than likely, not all the time, but more than likely will try to sabotage any potential matchup because they don't probably find him attractive. So they get in that girl's ear, start doing a teasing, whatever. It's rare you get individual think among a group of girls. They're not good wing women. If the other girls don't equally see him as like the creme de la creme, they will clown him, and the girl that he was interested in will feel self-conscious and won't speak her own mind, and so she will just go along to get along, and then probably lose out on potential dude because her girlfriend's got in her ear, and she didn't want to have any kind of any individual thought beyond the herd. Flip effect to a guy, if he sees a girl that if there's a group of 4 dudes and one of them sees a girl at the bar he finds attractive, he will go approach them, even if she's with one girlfriend, one of the guys will be a good wingman and run interference with the other girl so he can have a solo time with a girl he is eyeing, so they can have a little intimate moment and get hopefully exchange numbers. That's what makes male friendships a lot better than most female friendships, because when it comes to socializing, we will try to help our fellow man try to get laid or get a girlfriend and not try to sabotage them. As opposed to most girls who would end up sabotaging their own female supposed friend instead of helping her out getting with a guy who possibly could be a good dude. Because they don't find them, because it doesn't matter if my male friends don't find a particular girl attractive. All that matters is how I find that girl attractive. I don't need cooperation with them. Ladies need to start thinking like that too. Just because your girlfriends might not see that guy as attractive, if you might find something appealing about that guy, you need to speak up. But not go along with the herd and potentially lose out something potential, or dog the man out who didn't deserve it, or laugh at him, or whatever. Just have some your own individual thought.
Yeah, what? It's a gap.
Yeah, that's why guys don't. I think it's tend to be a bad idea to walk up to a group of girls, especially by yourself. Because sure, it shows some level of courage and confidence, but most girls don't see it, because if you're not tall enough or something like that, then they'll just ignore the confidence part. Because they gotta get corroboration between each other to unanimously agree, oh, he's hot, so he's super tall, go girl, go. It's like, no, they all have to unilaterally agree. There's no individual think among them.
Yes, a gaggle of women.
Walk over and talk to her or one of the other two?
Not pre-watched. I just know I have really high social anxiety. What? I have really bad social anxiety. I know exactly what it's like.
From the fear of rejection to the rise of online dating and shifting social expectations, there are a lot of factors at play. Let's break them down one by one.
There's an interesting set of stats that 86% of women say that they want a man to make the first move.
Yep.
50% of men are scared of making the first move for being seen as creepy. And
50%? I would love to see the statistics and who.
And personally, I blame me too. That, sure, it took care of the really evil men who abuse their power, certainly, but there's a fallout, unfortunately, because there's bad faith women out there who takes every slight as a ultimate assault. He glanced my way at the gym. He probably been staring at me for a whole hour I've been here, or 30 minutes. But you don't know. But you feel some type of way. So you feel uncomfortable. And most women ran with that. And because of that, they make all these little videos and try to lecture or condescend to the men who happen to watch, and make us feel like creeps because either we tried to approach you, but the situation wasn't the, like, I don't know, the moons wasn't aligning correctly, and the guy was probably a little bit shy or awkward. He probably couldn't get his full thoughts out or something like that. Usually that would have been considered a meet cute because the guy is just like, he actually has some, you don't understand there is confidence in that because he doesn't know you, but he's willing to muster up some level of courage to come across the cafe, to come talk with you, a person who he does not know or what kind of day you're having, and to try to ask you out. But too many of your fellow females have crucified and punished guys from this simple approach. Because, because he doesn't look a particular way, they deem it as creepy. Because he's not a particular height, he's like, oh, get away from me. You're abrasive, you're rude. It doesn't mean you have to get the guy's number. If he's not your type, he's not your type. But it's too many women have been so rude or making all these embarrassing videos, trying to make some kind of world star moment out of the entire thing, instead of just letting it be like an awkward moment that he will have to learn from, but it just wasn't your thing, and let that been that. You didn't have to make a whole movie out of his one moment of an embarrassment of his life. Prior to social media, many guys had those kind of embarrassing moments that wasn't as smooth as they probably wanted to be. It was like a moment of embarrassing, one moment of embarrassment or shyness or whatever the case may be. All guys have been through that stuff, but if you start making content out of it, then guys will, of course, not want to partake in it. Why would we approach you? We don't know what kind of moment we'll have with you if it doesn't go the exact right way that you probably picture in your mind. Then you might end up, making little stories, on your IG about it. It's just like, guys don't want to be a part of your little drama. He saw a pretty girl. He mustered up some level of courage that he had to contemplate on before he left out of the store and walked over and actually talked with you. And it's probably fine if you're not interested, but at the very least, understand what amount of the amount of courage that probably took for a guy to come over here to talk with a complete stranger who's probably, he thought you was probably the beautiful thing he ever saw in the world. So at the very least, you can give the guy 5 minutes of your precious time in the grocery store to actually have a conversation with him. You might be pleasantly surprised that he might be a genuine good dude, that probably worth one coffee date. Especially if you're single, and none of that, oh, I got a boyfriend, knowing half the time y'all lying, and we know you're lying. Especially if you claim that you got you're married but you're not wearing a ring. Like the guys doesn't peep these kind of things, but we tend to get the hint. But it's just like, and you got the nerve to ask, why ain't men approaching women no more? You ruined it. You don't realize what you had until it's gone.
But I actually can believe it. I genuinely can.
20% of Gen Z say that a man approaching a woman in person always or usually constitutes harassment.
Going up to a woman today is risky in so many...
Dude, do you guys forget, back in 2019 and 18, there was a woman that got really, really pissed off that none of the men at her college campus were helping her move her mattress or something, and she was pissed off and making a TikTok about it, being like, why aren't men helping me? I thought men were supposed to help women. And it's like, yeah, because a bunch of women fucking started yelling at men that even approaching them is considered harassment at this point.
ways. Let's start with one of the most common reasons, fear of rejection.
Rejection is a man's biggest fear.
It's my biggest fear too, to be fair. Again, I don't know if it's exclusive to men, but I just can't handle it. I start thinking I'm the worst.
Men never approach women anymore. Intimidation?
Yeah, I
You
think
do it a
everybody-
lot, like in person? Hell no.
Hell no.
So fucking scary to me to approach a woman in public anymore after hearing all this stuff on the internet.
Chat, I approached a woman in public and I said she looked really nice. I went to, maybe I shouldn't be too specific. I went to a undisclosed shop where I was purchasing undisclosed goods. And she was wearing an outfit. She told you to go to the police. No, she didn't. No, it's not drug. I'm just not saying to be specific because what if she sees this? I don't fucking know. I don't want to take my chances. I approached her and I said she looked really pretty because she had a really nice handbag. She had 4th of July. Chat, I don't smoke weed. I don't do drugs. It wasn't McDonald's. Shut up. Let me finish the story. She was wearing like a 4th of July outfit and it was really cute. And she had a hat on with like the American flag on it. And then I didn't even see her face. She had makeup on with like the colors red, white, and blue. And I like tapped her on the shoulder. She was looking like a sandwich section. And she was like trying to pick something out and like going back and forth. And I was like, I can't help myself. I can't help myself. Hi, ma'am. I think your outfit's really cute. And I like think back on it. And I thought it was so cringe how I said it because I literally said it to her. And she's like, thank you. And I literally just walked off because I don't know what to do after that. But I was being really nice. And I hope it made her day because she was really cute and everything. But at the same time, I was really scared she was going to go like, oh my God, what the fuck? Why are you talking to me? I was really scared. I can't even approach people even when I'm being really nice and I'm not being flirty. So I can't imagine a man approaching a woman out of interest. You know what I'm saying? Literally harass him if you've been a guy. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm fucking saying. I'm a woman and I'm scared. Make it make sense.
It just sucks being a guy because I always have to make the first move. Like,
yeah.
Anytime I see a girl I like, whether it be at the bar,
You're in the middle. Oh my bad. Thank you.
I get so anxious. My heart starts beating so fast. And
dude, that's how I felt talking to that woman.
Yeah, it's just like some women don't understand that level of, yeah, sure. Like even like the best of guys still have some level of approach anxiety. Now it helps that he's able to get over there because you got to do it so many times. You build up a immune to it. Because you got to give no F's attitude when it comes to that. If she rejects you, she rejects you. It's a numbers game for us guys. But we still feel that because we're human. But we know we still have to go through that trial by fire because the benefits usually outweigh the cons. That's until like social media came around. Then it kind of throws that out the window. But most girls who say like men should approach girls more as like of course y'all don't have to worry about that because y'all not the one who has to constantly have to worry about the rejection part. Y'all have to be the rejectee. Y'all in a pleasant little spot. But when the shoe's in the other foot, y'all tend to forget that level of anxiety and that feeling if you get turned down. It doesn't feel good. But it's even worse because it isn't just because if guys reject a girl, we tend to be a little bit more nice by comparison to you ladies. Because we as guys have an understanding that you girls have feelings. Y'all are very emotional. Y'all break down over, smelling a particular scent and it reminds you of something and you start bawling. You're so emotional. So we have to be very mindful of that. So if we do end up rejecting a woman, we have to be very mindful of letting her down easy. We're not going to be cold-hearted. Guys will not especially for a complete stranger we don't know that genuinely came up and try to ask us out or something, or try to get our number. If we, oh, sorry, I got a wife or something like that, but thank you, and just leave it at that. We don't need to lay it on thick and start, get away from me. Like all the same stuff that so many girls do to guys with so much callousness in their voice, the diabolicalness in their voice, it is shocking. It's like you treat the men that you're rejecting like just things, like just something you want to scrape off your boot, and it's not like it's a person at all. It's just like, by contrast, it is just night and day. It's perfectly fine to reject a guy, but it's like it's a whole nother ball of wax if you start going over top, being so brutal about it. It's like, ugh, or being so abrasive and just harsh, like treating like he's like just daring to approach you is like a complete insult to your feminine honor or something like that. Like you're above everybody. Like, ooh la la, I'm the next Kim Kardashian attitude. Like you're an average girl. Most of y'all are average girls. Get off your high horse. A guy saw you as a nice, pretty girl that you want to talk to. He's worth 5 minutes of your precious little time. It's not going to kill you. You might be pleasantly surprised. But if it's still a no-go, then say, just let him down easy. Tell him, hey, you don't have to lie to him. Just say, hey, look, I'm not interested. Thank you for your time, and thank you for the drink or whatever like that. But he's still a nice dude, but I'm just not that, because you're pretty much not buying what he's selling. Now, if he is a creep, he has to actually prove it. If he's not taking your no as an answer, then you have grounds to be mean or harsh or tell security that you're being bothered. Then there's grounds. But until then, you gotta treat him like just as a guy has to with you, with some level of kid's gloves. Respect, pretty much.
I really had to muster up, pull up my fucking pants and be like, ma'am, your outfit's awesome. And she's like, oh, what? Thank you. And then I just walked away.
If you like guys with confidence, what do you think, or how much confidence do you think it took for a guy who doesn't know you to walk over from one end of the room to the other to come approach you and tries to spark up a conversation with you, who trying to be witty, trying to be funny, clearly, obviously is interested in you, so you know the motive is to trying to get your number. You know the motive. You don't need to pretend he's there to bask in your presence. It's no, he thought you was hot. He wanted to get to know you. He clearly going to want to, at some point in the conversation, ask for your number. It's not rocket science. It's you've been living on this earth probably for a good 20 years. You know how the relationship dynamics work between men and women. You should also understand the level of confidence it probably built up for that guy to come over there and walk over and talk to you. You should at least take that into consideration. You want guys with confidence? That is confidence staring you in the face. But you're not acknowledging that. Most of you are not acknowledging that.
Now imagine being a guy and being in that position and then being people shy, can I talk to, you wanna get a drink sometime? I'd fucking die. I don't know.
I don't know what the hell to say to him.
Don't get me wrong.
Yeah,
Fear of
what are you
rejection is
saying?
really real. I feel like if I was a guy, that would be in my brain, and it would be something that I would have to overcome, but it would be a big thing to overcome.
It definitely is a big deal for men. Some women find cold approaches as flattering, while others see them as intrusive or unnecessary.
Oh my gosh.
This creates confusion for men, who are left wondering what the hell to do.
Do you want to be approached?
There has to be a line where it's you can look unapproachable and busy, but at the same time, you have to be a dude reading in between the lines of is she approachable? Does she have a resting bitch face? Some people have a resting bitch face. I'm sure someone out there can relate to that.
Leave us alone.
There should be women have to collectively come together and make an agreement on, okay, if you want to be approached, here's what you have to present so the guys can see that and make it a green light for them to try to approach you. If you're not going to be approachable, if you're not married, you better do something to signify, do not approach me. So that way they won't want to be bothered with it. You can be left alone all the live long day. Come to some kind of agreement So that way guys can easily tell which one to approach and which one's not to. That's not married. I bet most women won't agree to this because they still want to be approached by the guy they want. But if they spend most of their time, let's say, okay, have your hair up in one single braid so you'll know not to approach this particular woman because she doesn't want to be bothered. But if she sees the guy that she actually like, then watch her undo that stuff really quick. But then all of a sudden, there's going to be a gaggle of dudes trying to, like, come and approach her. They're going to have to, like, learn how to reject peacefully. But also understand you got to lower your standards. Guys don't need to raise our standards. You girls need to lower your standards. Understand you're not the cat's pajamas. You're average at best. Not everybody's Sydney Sweeney. Not everybody is, I don't know, Sabrina Carpenter. I don't know. A lot of y'all average. You're not gonna be the next top model. So if a guy who is equally as average comes talk with you, he deserves 5 minutes of your precious time. But if not, you better like come together as a group of women, decide, okay, how are we going to signify to guys where we don't want to be approached, where as opposed to we do want to be approached. Okay, we all agree to wrap our hair in a single braid, so we'll signify that, oh, we don't want to be approached. So all the girls who do want the approaching will have every other hairstyle but that one. So us guys can have a clear guide, so we don't have to be left ones guessing, because that's difficult. We don't know. We don't have that kind of time, especially if we're working or trying to relax or whatever. We don't have that kind of time. We want to be able to at least make it worth our time approaching, so we'll know, like, clearly you're single. Clearly you want to be approached by somebody, but I'm shooting my shot now. So at least give me 5 minutes to, sell you myself.
Leave you alone? Okay.
I just like peace.
Why do men think it's appropriate to approach women in public?
What? I'm gonna choke myself out. What do you mean? What? What do you mean? Where else am I supposed to approach you? In your fucking home? Hello?
Don't approach me in public unless I come to you.
Wow.
Or unless I give you an eye.
Let's be real. Some men have bad intentions during a call.
She looked like, wow. Oh, you're stupid. That's what would have been like an appropriate response from that woman. She should have been like, oh, you're stupid.
Old approach, but most don't. It's simple. If you're their type, they want you to approach. If not, they don't.
I don't mind guys that come up to me and talk to me. Let me be really real. Yeah.
But she's gonna say but.
If you are not tall,
God damn it, man. I chat not pre-watched, by the way. Not pre-watched.
with amazing chat. Don't waste your time.
Exactly.
You are such a clown. 5'8" guys from earlier. I'm 5'6". If you are like close to my height, I don't give a fuck, man. I don't need some fucking 6'5" behemoth. Genuinely, I don't know what these fucking women have this fucking fetish for guys that are fucking huge. I don't understand.
It's more so like, I get it. It's more so like on like a lizard brain thing since caveman times. It's like, they want to feel protected, and the bigger guys is expected to be the easy to protect, like security. It's like, I'm less likely to get messed with if I have somebody of this height, that other guys will probably instinctively fear, and less likely to mess with me because then they have to contend with somebody of this caliber of guy. It's a safety mechanism, a survival mechanism for women. The problem is they took it too far. They think, some weird height, which is very minor of men, especially in the U.S., who are 6 feet plus. But it's like these group of women like it, so now we all gotta do it because it's like a thing now. It's like one girl do it, they all want to do it now. Instead of like most of them, instead of some of them actually do think for themselves, but it's too many girls that like operate on groupthink and just can't like, individually say like, okay, some women actually like guys 6 feet. Other women, I actually do want to be approached by a guy who's 5'8". Or I don't care about it, or just generally don't care what the height of the guy is, because if he's decent of a human being, I will talk with him regardless of height. But it's just this weird obsession. And don't get me started about these 4'0" girls who still want a guy 6 feet above, and it's like, most guys are taller than you. What are you talking about? Why do you need somebody who's practically the size of a building? There's like overdoing it in terms of that need for protection. Or like, I want to be held in his arms, I want to be carried and all this other stuff, and I want to feel like a little baby in his arms and blah blah blah. And it's like most 5'9" guys can do the exact same thing unless you're heavy set. It's a weird obsession at this point now. It's a fetish now, instead of just like a practical thing.
I genuinely, like, from the bottom of my heart, I can't fucking understand it ever.
And this is why men are hesitant to approach women now. Honestly, the only way to avoid this awkwardness might be
Look at his face!
to avoid this awkwardness.
That's when someone approaches me, I'm like, am I in the wrong spot? Did you mistake me for someone?
Might be for women to take the first step instead.
Women need to start making the first move.
Women are just gonna have to start shooting their shots. You gonna have to go for what you want, because closed mouths is not gonna.
No, you don't want to know why that's not gonna fucking work? Because it's already showing that it doesn't fucking work. Women will fucking die before they do the opposite. Yeah, welcome to equality. Yes, and this is why fucking people aren't dating. It's a statistical fact. People are not dating. They don't go outside. They fucking talk on their stupid app on their phone for fucking 3 weeks, and then they find something that they don't fucking like through talking instead of talking to the person on the other side at a date instead of texting.
Get fed anymore.
Why don't women typically approach men?
Because of rejection.
If a woman chooses to approach a man and shoot her shot, is she more or less likely to be rejected than if the man approaches a woman?
I feel like
guys don't get many X because it's stupid as hell. If you're hot, and you're a decent person. It's like, whatever, we'll give you a shot. But they're overdoing it with the makeup, the lip fillers, the Botox, the BBLs. In general, guys really do not like that stuff. I think it's overwhelmingly, like, a good chunk of guys, like probably like a good 80% to 90% of guys genuinely do not care for the overdone makeup, the BBLs, the lip fillers, the plastic surgery. It is gross. At best, you'll get a guy who use you for like a night or a week and then not take you seriously for the long run. Because why you need all that on? Less is more, ladies. Well, in terms of makeup, everything else I'd rather not have. Like, I do not want a girl with like plastic in her boobs and her butt. I don't want no lip fillers. Okay, if your lips are a little thin, I'll live with it. Okay, I don't care. I don't need you to have lips like a freaking baboon. It's weird, and I blame the Kardashians for that crap. They started a lot of this crap.
Men are more likely to be rejected. Less.
If the man approaches a woman.
I feel like men are more likely to be rejected.
Yeah.
Less. I feel like men like that. I think.
What? Men like that? What? Who likes getting rejected? I remember the first time I got rejected in middle school. I wanted to fucking blow myself up. I wanted the fucking world to eat me. Nobody likes it.
A woman shooting her shot is much more likely to end up with that man.
Oh, you got the answer wrong? No men like getting ass? Oh! Oh, yeah, she said men like being approached? Oh, okay, yeah, sure. I mean, everybody likes being approached, I'm not gonna lie.
If a girl approaches a guy and like makes the first move, usually it works out better.
Why would men want to approach women when they no longer have to worry about just being rejected, but also have to worry about being accused of harassment?
That's scary. I wouldn't want to be a man, honestly.
Yeah, at least she's honest. She's a bit older, so, you know, she's a hag, she gets it.
I feel bad for men.
Yeah.
So why do you think that women fear rejection when they're far less likely to be rejected?
Because women are just more sensitive. They have more feelings into it. I feel like men, they're used to being rejected. They're used to being turned down. But
also, men don't like linger on these emotions as much as women. As much as I know there's a lot of sensitive smugglers out there, women are so much more emotional.
Right. Like, you know, guys in general have built like immunity to it. Yeah, it still stings. I've, you know, like, that's why, like, what was it? Tried hollering at a girl, like, not around the Christmas holiday, but, maybe it was like around Halloween, maybe a little bit before that. I tried, you know, speaking with this girl, and she turned me down. Yeah, and stung a bit for maybe like a day. But after all, it's kind of like it passed. It will pass. Like, I'm not an emotionless robot. It will pass. You know, it does not feel good with anybody. But imagine if I was a female, that would probably ruin my entire month because it would be so upsetting.
I'm just gonna leave it at that. As a woman, I am telling you, women are extremely emotional.
women aren't. So when they get rejected, they like feel it more personally.
Why don't women start approaching men rather than complain how...
So is men. No. You know full well that the vast majority of women are the knee-jerk emotional ones. There's a small portion of guys out there in the world. They are the outliers. They don't make up the majority of men who honestly do not get that wrecked about rejection.
Men approach them.
Because women like that, they have too much pride and too much ego into themselves, and they think a certain way of how a woman is supposed to be, when really women are supposed to be ladylike and strong and like grounded in themselves. And that's when the woman power really does show up, is being kind.
What advice would you give to
I mean, yeah, I guess. Who the fuck? Who the fuck?
She getting a phone call?
I'm Pat Hines, a professional.
Well, this is blowing up. Yeah, yeah. Nobody likes rejection, but it's just guys have gotten used to it. We've been like getting rejected since middle school. By the time we get in our adult age, it's like, It still sucks, but we are used to it.
What? Sorry about that. Sorry. I was like, what the fuck? It was a nice lady. She's like, what the frick?
the men that fear rejection?
Sorry about that.
Don't be scared to shoot your shot. Maybe you have
No, it wasn't a scam.
chance.
They got
Maybe
the
you
wrong
don't.
number,
Rejection
actually.
is just something to take in and something to learn from.
Why don't women...
Yeah, but... Okay, hold on. Actually, I have the perfect response for this. You get rejected as a man... In this day and age, the chances of you ending up on a Reddit, on a Twitter, on YouTube, or like some sort of like content cycle is actually...
Remember when the T-app was a thing? Now guys had to worry about being on the T-app and getting, you know, crazy things said about them that most of the time ain't true.
Unironically really fucking high. Like,
and ladies tend to over-exaggerate and lie and inflate just to boost themselves up to make themselves like a hero-slash victim so they can get like data girl points from other fellow women. It's so dumb. Guys don't want to be a part of that.
Are you trolling? That's why this shit sucks. Or a TikTok, even better.
Just follow that same advice.
Shit. It's different. We have different emotions.
Another perspective some women have on why men no longer approach them is the belief that they are too pretty, and their beauty no longer approach them is the belief that they are too pretty, and their beauty.
Bro, I feel like I'm one of the most humble streamers. Genuinely, I just feel like this is such an insane take. Doesn't everybody have some sort of insecurity in themselves? Do women really gas each other up this fucking hard? Maybe like I was born a man or something. I don't.
Yeah, I mean, because like it's been tons of videos with very mid girls gassing other girls up, even the ones that are very realistic, who don't want to get gassed up by other women. Like, oh, have some self-respect for yourself, girl. Have some self-esteem. Like, oh, you're a 10. I think everybody's a 10. I was like, if everybody's a 10, nobody is. And why are you so obsessed with trying to give every girl like a self-esteem boost? You're not their freaking parent. It's just like a weird obsession with certain girls that try to be all girly girl or cliquey, but as soon as one girl not in the whole, in group, they get talked about behind their back or something, or they get like, shocked when a realistic woman, a wise woman, isn't falling in line with the other girls. They're taking it back like, oh my God, I never experienced a girl who thinks for herself and actually understands men's issues and understands that women can be crazy sometimes. They overflate their ego sometimes. They know that where they stand in the real world in terms of looks. It's like, yeah, I'm a 6.5 right now. I don't have my makeup right now, or I probably need to get to the gym or something like that because I've been kind of slacky over the Christmas holiday. They are realistic. It doesn't make them evil for that. And honestly, it's those type of women who end up in a long, happy relationship because they don't have this delusion about themselves or life. It's the girls who call themselves 9s and 10s you really got to be weary of, because they have a false sense of reality, and that false sense of reality can be a detriment on any relationship. Those type of women are going to be played out by these top tier dudes, going to be used for fun and not for a long time, and then cast aside for a mid chick who's very pleasant and is a good helpmate to him. It's like almost always the case. Those 9s and 10s are rarely humble about themselves.
I don't fucking know anymore. I can't. I got torn down, man. I'm too pretty for you. Yeah.
You
are you 400-pound male? Okay, jokes aside,
like, I'm a 10. That trumps any ego that most guys have.
Not trans. Shh. I was a joke. I'm just saying, I feel like everybody in the world doesn't gas themselves up like this. This isn't realistic.
He intimidates men.
Don't get me wrong. I've been told I'm pretty in real life and like I'm beautiful, but like I don't know. I just have this like inkling in my head. I'm like, oh yeah, like they're just saying that, I don't know. Maybe I'm just retarded.
That, in my opinion, is simply a form of coping.
Men are intimidated by beautiful girls. The reason why
it's not intimidated. Guys are not intimidated by any woman, unless they're like Ronda Rousey or like Gina Carano, the kind of woman that definitely can tear their head off. But aside from that kind of scenario, guys are not intimidated by women. We just don't want to put up with your attitude and entitlement. As soon as we get an inkling of that, we just decide to about face and move on with our lives. But you cope by saying it's intimidation because your ego cannot handle the thought that, oh, I'm not the shit.
I mean, if I go and approach a guy with like a fucking an 8-pack and he's like big muscles and he's like 6'2", yeah, I guess I would be intimidated. I wouldn't want to. I don't know. Isn't that kind of for everyone though? But like an average girl, I wouldn't be scared of approaching them. They believe to be too pretty, so if an average looking man approaches them, they will reject him, and they deserve better, and so on. I just don't get it.
And there is also a factor. It's like, I guess, that given pattern recognition, a mid guy who sees a girl he might see as like an 8+, tries to talk with her, and multiple times the 8 keeps like 8+ keeps dismissing him, then and he's probably not a bad looking dude, but he gets get turned down multiple times by this level of women, then history will tell him like, don't bother, because it'll probably be, maybe this next one might be the outlier, but you're not going to try to go through a sea of thousands just to find that 1001 that won't be like the rest. It's like, why bother? Because that's the time it takes and the resources probably take. All that stuff is really not really worth it. It's like, okay, I'm not like, all right, like I've been through the 1,008 in looks type of chick and got turned down 1,000 times. I'm not going to sit there and see if the 1,001 is going to be any different, because history proves that won't be the case. I'm not going to sit there and try to roll the dice on that 1,001.
Maybe I'm just weird. I don't understand that principle at all.
But it isn't about the whole intimidation.
I don't go outside, so maybe that's a factor.
It's because you come off as a strong woman.
They're ignoring you
No, that's not why, lady.
because you're beautiful and it's intimidating.
And honestly, it's a compliment. It's a compliment that people are intimidated by your aura.
You're unapproachable and you probably sound like a bitch, so that means that you're powerful. I don't think that's it. If anything, I wouldn't want people not to approach me because I look scary. The crazy eyes? Oh yeah, she has crazy eyes.
By your looks, by probably even your personality.
So when you...
Other women need to check these type of women quick.
When buying a new toy for the kids, you want to pay right away.
That just ruins everything. Every time y'all like out anywhere, or if that woman is out by herself, you don't want her to like look or come across a negative type of way. You gotta have to like let these girls know, hey, you're probably not all that approachable for certain guys.
Personality.
Even if there's the kind of guy you ideally want, he's not probably gonna take a chance on you because how you carry yourself. Excuse me. He's not probably want to take a chance on you if you're got this weird behavior issue or thought process. We want pleasant women. Sure, we like pretty girls too, but if your personality and mindset is completely out of whack, it kind of negates any type of beauty that you might have almost all the time. And best case scenario, the guy will just turn around and never talk with you again. Worst case scenario, the guy will still probably chop it up with you. He'll probably just like bang you out for a little while and then like leave you back at the streets. That's the worst case scenario, which most girls will end up calling him a narcissist because he portrayed himself in one particular way. While I agree that's not cool, a guy should just be straight up with the chick from jump. Don't need to do any kind of subterfuge. But most guys know they gotta if they determine to get laid and the girl is clearly interested in him, but her personality is crazy, then I'm not gonna begrudge the guy. I wouldn't agree, but I won't begrudge him for okay, I'll toss her salad a little bit here and there, fold her up like laundry here and there. But then once I'm done, I'm done. and I'm just gonna be cold to her and not really do the whole boyfriend girlfriend thing with her like I probably did early on. And then she's gonna wonder like, oh, he changed up on me. He presented himself in this kind of way. While that is wrong, but it's kind of like, it's like girls tend to get like, if guys get rejected on the front end, ladies get rejected on the back end because you didn't have presented yourself in like a particular way that he might find as like a good long-term partner. But he still wanted to smash because guys, we got so much testosterone, we want to spread our seed, we want to like bang a lot. Now, wiser men won't be bothered with you regardless of your beauty, but some guys will not think twice of misleading you in order to get in the draws and have consistent sex, all the while still telling you, like, giving you vague answers about, like, if you ask him what are we, he'll give you vague answers. He knows the real answer. You're not the one. He's stringing you along just to get some consistent sex without having to go through the rigmarole trying to chop it up with new women. He'll keep you around for a little while still on the side searching, checking out other females, and one happens to fit the mold of what he wants in a partner, he will then ditch you without a moment's hesitation. He will curve all the HOEs with a quickness. As soon as he get an inkling that he found the one he seek, he would not hesitate to ditch women like this, that he's stringing along. He had his fun with you. Now that purpose has been fulfilled. And of course, you will not like that, and then you'll start saying things like, "Oh, he was a narcissist." You know, all these buzzwords just to make yourself feel better, instead of just making sure you A, was pleasant from the jump, or B, do your due diligence with discernment, just to make sure his intentions were the right intentions, so you can avoid heartache on both ends. But you was too high and mighty, too entitled, too pretty, like you was too much of a bad bitch to like actually do all the extra legwork, because you think like, oh, like he wouldn't quit me because you was too full of yourself.
When you're going outside, like how they're intimidated by 10 kilograms of makeup. I'm not even talking about the makeup. She's just got these crazy eyes, man.
Hold yourself to a certain standard.
If you act like this in public, like you're in the grocery store and you act like this in public, I would not approach you. 100%.
He knows that he's not going to be able to reach those standards, so therefore he's not even going to approach you.
So instead of feeling down about the fact that you don't really get talked to at a party setting, or you rarely get attention from men on
Wait, I just had a brain blast. This is a crabs in the bucket situation. These women are saying this so that they get more men for themselves. I figured it out. They're saying like, oh, you shouldn't be approachable because like you're such a girl boss.
Instagram stories, etc. It probably is that they are afraid to even talk to you.
You're just so hot, girl. Oh my god. They're just scared of you.
You are not the problem. You're not the problem.
It's a crabs in the bucket moment.
So if you've ever wondered, why don't I get approached? Why don't I get asked out? Why doesn't he ever text me first? It's probably because you're super pretty and attractive.
So,
yo, someone needs to get some copium off of this truck because she needs like a big old dose stat. That's crazy.
If you want to get any sort of attention, you may have...
I'm just trying to flip it to if a man said this to a group of, you know, I don't know, like impressionable young men and said, women aren't approaching you because you're too hot. I feel like that would be such a retarded thing to say. Like, am I wrong? I feel like it would be so stupid. Like, as a man, you want women to approach you, even if you're like married. It like makes you feel good, right? Like, I have a wife, but you know, I still got it. Like, I'm still looking good. I got big muscles, or I don't know, a big brain, and I look cool or something. But for some reason, it's the opposite for women, huh?
To be the one to reach out to them first.
Just make the first move.
Yeah, absolutely do not do this. See, you're a baddie, okay? And do you know what happens when a man
queen
thinks that he can pull baddies? His audacity goes off the charts. So even
what is this magical word called audacity? Is that like some lingo that I don't understand because I'm not low IQ? Well, not low enough IQ, I should say. Sorry. I don't know. If I'm married and I don't want other women to approach me, that's kind of weird. What if they don't know you're married? What, do you have a fucking sign above your head that says married flashing over your fucking head? Are you okay? What if you're not wearing a ring? You forgot it. Like, what? The ring? Chat. What if you forgot your ring? What if she didn't look? I don't know. Like, I don't know. I feel like it's a bit different. What do you mean forgot it? I don't know. Do people, like, wear rings all the time? I don't fucking know. Like, what do I know about wearing rings and shit? Always wear the ring. Do you wear it in your sleep, too? Okay, we're getting way off the handles. Hold on. Dial it back. Sorry. These women are crazy. That's all I'm gonna say. Audacity is kind of like arrogance, but not quite. Thank you, Chatter, for getting me back on topic. The audacity of having the arrogance to think that a woman would dare approach them. Is that what it is? Like, you're just too hot?
if this does work and you guys end up together, he's going to think that he can treat you any type of way because he's going to assume that because he could pull you, he could pull another baddie.
And there you have it, guys. The ego of a woman at play. They won't make the first move because they fear it might boost a man's confidence, making him think.
So why doesn't that standard apply to women? What?
It's all about leverage when it comes to that.
He can attract more baddies. Here's the reality.
Cannot fathom. Like, so what? You know, if he got you and his self-esteem got boosted, so his confidence got boosted, so that you know, explodes outward. So when he moving and shaking in different rooms, that should be a good thing, because that gives him the confidence to do all kinds of stuff, which also means like that can be focused into his work or ambition or whatever, not necessarily other women. But even still, ironically, weirdly, girls like the idea that their guy can pull other girls. They just don't like the idea that he actually acts on them. But deep down, they like the idea, because that makes them feel good, like they chose like the top tier dude if other girls want him too. That tends to backfire most of the time, because as soon as the guy actually like, you know, busts one down that's not his girl, she, you know, gets really offended. I'm not saying she has no right to, but you know, that's why I always encourage guys, if you got like that, if you feel inclined to, you know, mess around with other women, tell that to the girl you're talking to up front before things get serious. Let them know what it is. If you're that dude, you don't care how she reacts, because she'll be getting on your program, not hers. She might not like it, she can move on. You'll find another girl. If you got like that, it's not really a big deal. But you don't have to do all this whole lie and subterfuge. You don't need to do all that stuff if you really got like that. And it doesn't mean like necessarily in terms of finances. It's just like, you know, most girls apparently just like hook up with dudes just on the sheer basis of their height. But you don't need to do any lying. You just tell the girl up front. Now, if she want to be delusional and lie to herself, like she can convince you to stay monogamous with her, even though you told her point blank that that's not what it is, or you will be sharing, or be polyamorous or whatever, she has to make that choice and decide whether she's going to be cool with it or not. If she's not, she can have to, you know, be an adult and move on. But if she is with it, she going to take all that comes with it. She can't cry foul after the fact because you was honest. But, you know, the terms of like, oh, he's going to boost his confidence and you think he's going to get another baddie, you will like it deep down that he got like, oh, if you consider yourself a quote-unquote baddie, she isn't. But even if you're qualifying yourself as a baddie, you will deep down like the idea if he can get another chick like you or better looking than you. Deep down, you will like it. You might put up a front like you're all offended, but deep down you get a little bit turned on because he got it like that. So I don't know why you try to shut it down like, oh, it's a negative that he's trying to pull another woman like you. Like, so what's that say about you?
Baddies.
Men will approach a woman
Chad,
if
are
she's
you a
beautiful.
baddie? But
The
you're
issue
hot.
isn't her beauty. It's often her body language and cues, which can make her seem unapproachable. Now think about this. Claiming a rich man can't attract women because he's too rich doesn't make sense.
I just brought that up, man. That's crazy.
The same logic applies here.
No one's intimidated by you. You're behaving in a way that suggests you're unapproachable. Here's the difference.
Let me know if I'm tripping, but I feel like a lot of women try to be shady when they say things like men don't approach them because they know not to mess with them.
Guys will approach anyone from a 4 to a 10.
Why?
Yo, and for some reason with a woman, anything that's below like a fucking 8 is like you automatically reject them. It's proven in research that they've done on like on Bumble and what's that other dog shit app? Tinder. They have actual statistics of women swiping more highly than men. Yeah, and OkCupid, all that other fucking stuff. Like, it's proven.
Thought never. Maybe they just don't find me attractive enough to approach me.
No one is intimidated by you. You're unapproachable. Fix that.
And the reason why I think it's shady when women say this is because it kind of implies that they're better than the other women who get approached, or that the other women who get approached are easy and they can be messed with. And overall, it just always sounds so nasty. I don't know.
I'm telling you.
And what be getting me is that they be saying this after their friends get approached or when they see somebody else get picked up.
Women are made to sabotage each other because that's what nature wants. You are.
Yeah, and then they decide and not blame each other. I mean, most of them don't bother to think critically and say, "Oh wow, maybe we did this to ourselves." No, some of them want to cope and blame the patriarchy or men for putting that bucket there. With the whole crabs in the bucket metaphor, it's like, who put it there? Patriarchy? No, you ladies did that. All your own. It's just your nature. You tend to want to sabotage each other in order to get the best of the best type of guy. The strongest, the smartest, the more wealthy. It's just like you do that for your own personal safety. You'll slit another girl's throat to get with Michael B. Jordan. And then Michael B. Jordan walks in the room and there's a group of 10 women in that room. A lot of them will try every which way. Usually, through like underhanded tactics, passive aggressiveness, in order to sabotage each other, so only the one that's left standing will get the dude. Guys don't force them to do that. They do it at their own volition. Guys don't spend every waking moment trying to figure out ways to screw over women. We don't care. We don't make you go to BBL classes or surgeries. We don't make you put on that tons of makeup. We don't make you twerk, on the tables in, whatever restaurant or bar. Like, we don't make you get implants or fillers. We don't make you fight amongst each other over the dumbest things. We don't do any of that stuff. We don't spend our waking hours trying to figure out ways to screw y'all over. We don't care about what you do with your lives. Half the time it's nonsensical and it's dumb. If we don't want to get involved with it because it's filled with nothing but drama, which is something that most guys don't want in their stable lives. Because that's why we want peace so much. Or we already have peace. We just want women coming into our lives not to introduce chaos that would disrupt that peace. Some girls thrive off of drama, aka chaos, so it's up to you ladies to temper that, knowing that you got with a decent dude, knowing to check that every once in a while, regulate your emotions so you won't upset the natural order of things if you're going into this guy's world. The smart women know this.
Not less competition. But I have to ask this. I don't know if there's a smarter chatter out here. Why, like, you are buddies with your homies. How common is it for you to fight over women? Like, you are obviously competing for mates as well. Why doesn't that same standard apply to men?
Guys are better wingmen.
Like, why doesn't that hardly ever? Yeah, I understand there's obviously outliers, but, like, I'm just saying. It happens, but it's rare. Okay, but why? What's the psychological or, like, the nature, like, what's the natural order of things? Why does this happen?
I mean, the girl actually has to be something like, just pulling a name out of my top of my brain. It's like Sydney Sweeney, or maybe like, I don't know, like, Daphne Keene or like Elizabeth Olsen or something like that. She has to be like crazy over the top hot. And she has to be, kind of like by herself or something like that. In order for guys to try to come over and like kind of, well, not necessarily clumps, but maybe, each one tries to run interference or try to, get there first to plead their case, essentially try to get the girl's number. Like the chatter said, it's rare because most women don't look like Daphne Keene or Sabrina Carpenter or Sydney Sweeney or Elizabeth Olsen. It's not many. It has to be something that extreme to warrant guys to behave like that sometimes. Like the chatter said, that is rare. Most guys, if a guy spots a girl that he might see as attractive, like an average chick, but she's still pretty good looking, and it's not like these top tier celebrities with all the, resources to get her body super tight and all this other stuff. It's like he will, if guy A, Derek, sees, this chick across the bar, and he's with like Sam and let's go, I'm about to say Sam and Dean. Let's go with Sam and Dean. And Sam and Dean sees, and they like, oh wow, she is kind of cute, but they're not really all that interested. But you, Derek, seems clearly interested, so they will probably more so encourage you to, hey, go talk with her, go see what's up, and chat it up, because he clearly spotted her first, so he. Hey, to put it like this, but he get first dibs. But Sam and Dean ain't gonna give a crap because they the ones didn't see her. They acknowledge her beauty, but they ain't gonna try to like chop it up with her because they probably won't care. So, like, more often than not, that will be the scenario with a group of guys.
I don't understand. We have better standards, but that doesn't understand biology or nature. Like, why are women built this way? Bro code? But the bro code is in your DNA, is it? Maybe it is. Maybe I don't get it. Yes, it is. You guys are gaslighting me. Shut up. It's in your DNA. The bro code is in our DNA studies show. Yeah. Okay, all right.
Dumb.
Got it.
And it's like, what are you trying to say?
Yeah.
Girls, if you see a guy you like at the club, gym, wherever, simple thing. Eye contact, smile. That's gonna tell us.
Oh, I can't do that. I'll explode. I literally explode. I can't look people in the eye. No, I'm sorry. It's not that I hate you. Why not? It's fun. I might smile at you, but I won't keep my contact. I will explode. Lana's just two things. Chat, I literally will explode. I can't even look another woman in the eyes. I get scared. Okay.
Yeah, eye contact, I think that used to be like a very useful tactic, but I don't think it's that reliable nowadays. Because most guys don't have like good social cues. Maybe like those expert players can pick it up like that because they're so used to it, and they just get laid left and right, so they know how to zero in on those little idiosyncrasies. But the average dude who doesn't get all that much play like that not gonna sit there. It's gonna go over his head. He's gonna see her smiling. He probably ain't gonna realize that it's like a come hither look. Maybe he's with his boys and they spot it, and he kind of point out, and they like whatever. That would probably help matters, but I don't think that's like the whole just stare at him. That's sorry, ladies. That's not gonna cut it anymore. You gotta see if you see him first, and you think he's kind of cute, but in your mind he's kind of taking too long to come approach you. Pull your big girl pants. Go over there and talk with the man. It's not gonna kill you. If you find him cute, talk with him. If he's like married or he's not interested, he's gonna let you down easy. It's not gonna be the end of the world. So what? You might be slightly embarrassed, but it's not gonna be the end of the world as much as you think it would be.
Yeah. I'll look in your direction. How about that? I'll be like, smile.
Guy, I think you're attractive, or at least that gives a guy the green light to approach you. That's all you gotta do. And girls, if you can't do that, bye, dog. Bye.
I feel so called out.
Alone. That's really all I have to say.
You know what? At least he's honest. I ain't gonna hold you. Oh no, for real, he's not wrong. I have a dog.
I think what he really meant was to buy a cat. Setting that aside, the rise of the Me Too movement has led many men to hesitate in making the first move, out of fear of unintentionally crossing the line into harassment.
Because these fucking Karens have boycotted a movement about like actual victims in the industry, like it's an actual problem, and they hijacked it into like, oh my god, this guy like approached me at work and said I looked really hot today. Oh my god, that's harassment. I'm gonna get him fired and ruin his life. You do realize that if you get fired as a man or a woman for sexual harassment and they get you on that, no other people will fucking hire you. Are you fucking serious right now? It's a life-ruining thing. It's like calling someone a pedophile with unsubstantiated fucking allegations.
We need to normalize women approaching men more because one, women are not that nice, and two, there's no Me Too movement against women.
All my friends have noticed that the man has stopped making the first move. All my girlfriends are like, they're waiting. It's a third date, fourth date, a week later. He hasn't gone in for the kiss. He doesn't do any touching or anything. And I've asked.
Because they're terrified. Oh my lord.
My dude friends that are single, and they're like, you don't know where a woman's gonna go with that story. I ain't touching nobody.
She's in LA too. This is no joke. What if these guys are like rich and work out? No, chat, like think about it logically. Her group of friends are probably attractive women in LA. They're getting approached by men who are probably attractive, muscly, or like have big peepees or have a lot of money, right? Imagine those men that are like 8s and 10s or like above a 5. And they're saying that? Isn't that scary? I know, HR, this employee called me by my name and handed me a paper. I felt harassed even though he said, hi, Karen. Can we get him fired? Yep.
So you have a very difficult circle to square here, right? You have women who still want to be approached. You have men who know that if they don't approach, nothing's going to happen. But if they do approach, they're scared of being seen as creepy. They're concerned that they're going to either upset this girl or that they're going to be part of some Me Too scandal, which isn't good.
And it sucks because the Me Too movement is so strong and so powerful for the people that need it, but it shouldn't ruin the maturity that we should have within intimacy and relationship.
Lots of men are checking out of the world. And we need to ask not just why aren't men opening up about this, what can they do to fix themselves, but structurally, how can we actually help men?
One way we
Women has to be the one to fix it. It's not all women who broke it, but it's like a vast majority because you let certain of these Karens in the mix with bitter chips on their shoulder about certain things that probably is, 50% their fault, if not all of it. And they infiltrated the Me Too movement and convinced the majority of you ladies to think like all men are these, Weinstein creeps. So now it ruined the pool. So it's up to you ladies to be the one to fix it. Guys didn't break it. Okay? Like the vast majority of us getting blamed for the select few that are terrible men, terrible human beings. But we get painted as like the evildoers, or we gotta prove ourselves to you in like nonsensical ways. we're never good enough, or whatever the stupid reason that concoct in your head. It's the ladies. The vast majority of the ladies have to be the ones to collectively come together and correct this. You guys got to come to some kind of agreement and push away those evil women that have infiltrated your group, because they ruin it for the rest of you. Don't ask us why we're not approaching. Ask those women, why did you mess it up for the rest of us?
Could help men in the overall dating scene is by fostering open communication and creating a...
But that's impossible because everybody's sitting on dating apps and they're not going outside and touching grass. This is such a, like, fundamental problem. This is, like, it's got, like, there's a big fundamental problem, and it's got such deep roots and, like, a bunch of different things, man. Women can't communicate? No. It's not even that. It's, you don't go out. Women can't communicate, like, no matter what, even if you're married or whatever, like, that's besides the point. I'm talking, like, getting to a woman and talking to her face to face. You have to get to that point to even get a point across. Everything is about social media. Everything is about Discord messages. Everything's about talking on Bumble or Tinder or texting for 3 weeks. People don't want to fucking talk to each other, like, face to face.
Culture where both men and women feel comfortable expressing interest without fear of judgment or misinterpretation.
Now, I'm seeing posts on the internet of women saying men don't approach us anymore. Well, duh!
The reason why a lot of us guys are done with dating is because we're honestly fed up with all the mixed answers that we've been seeing online.
Yep.
And women are so confused as to why men don't approach them in public anymore is because we don't want to get a charge.
Someone added me, like, a little bit ago. They said, is it really that bad in the US? I don't know, because I don't do this to people that approach me in public if I do go out in public. Chat, low-key, I don't know. I can't give you an answer. But chat, that people that live in the US say that this happens a lot. I don't know.
We don't want you to pick up the phone halfway through the conversation and start calling the cops just because you got a hunch that little O'Reilly might grape you.
So a lot of us have reached a point that we're just like, fuck it, man. Like, we're just done. And believe me, we don't want to. We would love to approach a woman without her feeling like we're creeps or something. And don't get me wrong either. There's a lot of guys that don't know how to approach women, or they make it seem very creepy, or they start.
Yeah, they absolutely exist. I'm not even like gonna. I totally agree with this guy. I'm just saying, like, even guys that are, like, attractive, or they approach a woman and it's like, oh my god, I don't even want to talk to you. If you talk to me again, I'm gonna ruin your life. They don't understand how life ruining this shit is.
Stalking you and following you randomly. Guys like that put out a bad name for the good men.
I used to be able to approach women and talk smooth talk.
And if any guy try to flip the script on these ladies, he's gonna be labeled as sassy. Cause anytime a guy gives a girl a taste of her own medicine, he's labeled as sassy. Like, it's like like they're supposed to excuse any behavior that, because they don't want to learn a lesson. They don't want to, like, take that as like, oh, this is what I did to make him feel a certain type of way. Maybe I should not do that to guys like that anymore. But no, it'd be easier to just call them sassy and let that be it, rather than kind of like take it in. It's like, maybe I screwed up. Maybe us ladies kind of screwed up a bit.
It don't even fucking matter. I don't even do it on the internet. I don't even, like, slide into somebody's DMs. Fuck that. That is another way that somebody can just, like, screen record all of that and make it look like I was harassing them. Right? What a time to be alive, y'all. God damn it.
It is a strange time to be a man.
Like, why are you
with
even
shifting
trying,
norms,
dude?
unclear expectations, and ever-changing rules of dating and relationships. Many men have stopped approaching women, and some have even stopped proposing. To see why men are now saying no to marriage, click the video on your screen and let us know what you think.
What? Not even like a proposal? People reject proposals these days?
In the toilet right now.
That's crazy work. Nah. Last time I approached a lady, I was still in the military out in the Pacific over a decade ago. Too risky these days? I don't know, man. I feel like it would be so much easier to approach a woman as another woman. If I think about it, if I'm like in the position of being a man, I don't think I could do it. Gun to my head, I'd be like, shoot me.
Yeah, this is why, like, guys, find it easier to just try to approach girls mostly overseas. And once again, you know, some women out there like complain about that. And it's like, instead of self-evaluating, like, oh my God, what did we do to chase these guys away? No. Only a select few women actually take that self-assessment and like, oh my God, we need to talk and do something about this. But no, there's a good majority of women is like, you know, thinking like, oh, these guys just want to abuse other women internationally, or they just want to get their rocks off. They ain't looking for any wives or anything like that. Certainly, there's the certain rich dudes that might just be going overseas and hooking up for the most part, but guys who manage to scramble up some cash and going overseas and meeting a Colombian girl or something like that, and end up finding a wife out of it. Why? Because most women who aren't raised in the U.S. or the UK or even in Canada, they are raised in a particular way that we used to raise our ladies, to understand that, you know, you are raised, you know, to be like a lady. You're gonna eventually learn to be a wife. Here's all the tools you'll need so you can be prepared. So when like you meet a nice man, you are ready and you know how you have the know-how necessary to be his proper helpmate. Most girls in the West don't know how to be proper helpmates. It's all about me. What I can get out of this. How can I use this person? And not necessarily be a man. They sometimes use other women. Hell, it's crazy. But a lot of these girls don't know how to be wives. They used to teach these kind of things. Now we got like wife schools nowadays, because girls need to start relearning something that used to be standard, you know, for a long time, up to the moment of the you know, women's suffragettes era. So other countries haven't forgotten that, you know, to raise young girls like that. So when guys go overseas, it's funny how even just by simple approaching and conversation, they are just vastly different. It's almost like a breath of fresh air, where a woman who's smiling and approachable and wave and actually engage in conversation, not being abrasive or giving no answers, you know, actually, you know, treating the guy with respect, you know, it's just on a sheer base, not even just in terms of like trying to get in a relationship, just on a sheer basis of just simple camaraderie from two strangers, and a guy actually has the, can be let at ease when the girl, he comes over, talks with her, introducing himself, just simply say, "Hi, I'm Chuck. I just saw you across the way," and she just like, "Oh, hi, Chuck. How you doing? I see you're American. Like, this is your first time in Colombia." I don't do a good Colombian accent, but I'm just painting a picture. "Oh yeah," it's like, "Oh yeah, I'm here on vacation for like a week." "Oh, like did you see the sights?" And it's like, she's engaging. She's ping ponging the conversation back and forth. She's being friendly. She's not immediately suspicious of this guy. She's treating him with respect. She's treating him like a man. She's acting ladylike. She isn't like put off by his height. He's treating her with respect. She's returning the favor. She's not immediately turned off by him or accusing him or suspicious of him. That's what guys are missing in the West. Just like a simple, on a basic level of just exchanging conversation, being allowed to approach without not the fear of rejection, but the fear of being accused of something. guys just want to just feel like they can talk with the opposite sex without worry of being arrested on the basis of on a girl's feelings or past trauma. It just feels nice, you know? Anyway, I'm gonna leave it there. I will see you guys. It's already, 2 a.m, but I'll see you guys later on. I gotta get to more reacting to more Batman Arkham Knight side quest stuff. And back to more Digimon. So I'll see you guys later. Leave a comment below. Let me know what you guys think, what your take on this is, and I will see you all soon. Peace.